Hey everybody, welcome to Game Informer. New gameplay today. I'm your host today, Tack, and today we're looking at Magic Legends. And we're doing it live. This is on live servers right now. Free to play, out today on PC. Coming to console, both Xbox and PlayStation. What is this game? Great question. It is a combination of a Diablo-like and Magic the Gathering, but not really the card game, you know? You're not sitting across the table, it's not turn-based, but it does put these concepts together in a pretty interesting way. So we're going to be taking a look at that today as we go around the realms of Magic the Gathering. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all having a great day. We're going to be taking an extended look here. So we're going to be doing some dungeons, we're going to be doing some world stuff. Pretty much, if it's in the game, we're doing it today. Thanks for being here. Let me just make sure I got everything working on the tech side of things here. I hope you're having a blast. Just sending a quick message here to Game Informer home base. Oh, that's the horn. That means it's time. It's time to go. Just making sure we've got all of our fun stuff working on this end, which it looks like we do. So off to the races we go. Raisin B-Man, how are you today? Good to see you. Where to even begin? Let's. We haven't gone to Shiv yet at all. I still have to do that. So there are quite a few realms we can travel to and do things in. So we'll begin our adventures in the Red Zone, which I haven't done any questing in. Let me know if you need me to tweak any dials over here. So this is Shiv. This is a fire island. Lots of dragons, goblins, ogres, giants. You know, that kind of thing.
You got better plan? Yes, hear me, fellow goblins, and I give you better plan. What is this?
Yeah, we're so if you're on YouTube watching right now, I can't see your chat, but we're fixing it right now. So get ready, I'll be here. Pish Posh, hello. Defeat the goblin assailants. We can do that. How are you doing? So, one way we've noticed to increase the performance here in this build is to turn the shadows off. Doesn't look nearly as good, but if we start lagging, we're going to do that. Badger, what's up? Hello. How are you? We are working on fixing YouTube chat right now, gang. Stick with me. It'll be a fun day, I promise. Let's see what we got here. Speak to Squee is my quest. I should probably do that. Hello, Rock. How are you? Hey, there we go. I got YouTube chat now. Nice. And Facebook. Everybody, I can see your stuff now. If you were sending some nice comments or questions my way, you can do so again and I should be able to see it. Badger says, great, you've been looking forward to this game. Me too! As I am a big ARPG fan and Magic fan, this seems to fit nicely into both of those houses. Am I right? Maybe. We have to see. Certainly the concept massively intrigued me. We did a cover story on it about a year ago. Samhain, hello. When does PS4 beta drop? We don't know. I would imagine that we only see the game on PS4 and Xbox when it does its official launch later this year, but I don't believe there's been any messaging about any solid dates. Which I agree. If you're trying to play on console, that's not great for you right now. But who knows how much is even here for PC players to experience right now. That is what we're going to find out. So this is like Diablo with cards. This is like Diablo in the Magic the Gathering universe. There are cards. You do build a deck. And once we get situated here, I'll walk people through all the menus. There are a lot of them. Multiple interacting progression systems. But I'm going to wait for people to file in, so I hopefully only have to answer that question a few times during the stream. But we will look at all of that character customization and how that cards work with it. It is not a card game. Very important to relay. This is not like Magic or Hearthstone or Legends of Runeterra. This is absolutely an ARPG first. However, it is all in the context of Magic. And they do try to tap into the Magic lore and the Magic universe a lot. I think they get there on the art. Not so much on the narrative, but hey, it's an ARPG. It's a lot harder to do that in this kind of game, right? This is a game about killing stuff and getting loot. But as you can see right now, Squee is a very popular, you know, a very important Magic character, some would say. Raisin's got a car to repair. That's always a pleasure. You know what's more fun than getting your car repaired? Hanging out with Game Informer on Twitch. That's what I think. Yep. And it is coming to console later this year for its official launch. Right now, it's only available on PC. It is free to play. So if you got a gaming PC, you can get in right now and just try it for yourself and see if it's any good. You don't have to listen to me. The monetization in this game looks terrible. That is definitely something we're going to look into today. Kevin, I talk about monetization in games a lot. And I am absolutely in agreement that any monetization model in free-to-play games should be carefully examined before engaging. And we'll be looking at that. Absolutely not Samhain. But here we have an example of a mission. This is like a mini dungeon, which you can do solo or with friends, and you can tweak the difficulty, much like in Diablo, to tweak the rewards. And we can see what kind of rewards we're going to get from this, including a Goblin Firebomber card. As I'm in the red zone, I'm going to be getting a lot of red spells today from doing these missions. So I was just in the open world. That's an area where I can see other players, interact with other players, and do, you know, open world kind of stuff. All that stuff, world bosses, all that fun stuff. Now I'm not. Now I'm in an instance. So this is more of a story-based, curated experience that I can do with up to 2 friends. Or random people, or by myself, which is what I'm opting to do here, so we can go at our own pace. So naturally here in Shiv, we are going to see a lot of goblins. Maybe some dragons, some giants probably. Yeah, Brian, I'm not so sure about a paywall exactly, but it does seem to be aggressively monetized. Just give me like 20 minutes, gang, and then we'll go into the shop. Let me complete this mission, and then we're going to go into the shop and take a look at everything's on tap, okay? I love delving into monetization models, so we're going to do that. However, I will say we have gotten this far in the game, which is pretty far, 1 character level capped, and we're working on our 2nd class right now, without any kind of monetization whatsoever. So I don't think there's a paywall, but there's definitely going to be pay to win in the common parlance, okay? How does this compare to Torchlight 3? They are both ARPGs. This is, however, a free-to-play living game where, you know, Torchlight uses a box model pretty funny, Justin. I like that. You know, I generally only play one ARPG at a time. I kind of like MMOs. I'm either in one or out of one. And this one especially has many MMO concepts involved with it. There is a big incentive for you to play with your friends or with random people in the open world, which is actually kind of neat. I kind of like that a lot. The open world aspect of it is nice. And there's a lot of activities to do on the open world. We are not in the open world currently. We're in a dungeon. How does it compare to Diablo? Well, you can see, I mean, there's lots of enemies. You kill them for loot. This is definitely an ARPG that has definitely been inspired by many other ARPGs, right, to get here. The gameplay does tap into, like, I would say, you know, unique magic aspects. We have 12 different cards in our deck. They're rotating. You can see them down at the bottom of the screen there, that little dock. I have 4 of my 12 spells active at any given time that I can cast. So you're kind of more on the fly in this game than you are in other ARPGs, other market ARPGs, where you know, you have your set combo that you do pretty much 100% of the time and annihilate everything on the screen. You've got to be a little bit more flexible here with your strategies. It is not available on mobile. It is currently only available on PC, but it is coming to Xbox and PlayStation later this year. So as you can see, we've got a bunch of summoned creatures. I am playing a very, very standard black necromancer build. So, very, you know, I summon a lot of creatures. I can sacrifice my creatures. They die to do things. They empower my other creatures. I've got lots of really nice direct damage via sorceries as well. We'll go into the character customization system as well as the monetization here in a moment. But I do want to show off some gameplay first, before we get mired in menus, so to speak. You do not play as any of the popular Planeswalkers directly, although they are in the game, Seth. But you're not going to play as you know, Jace or anything like that. But you may run into those Playwalkers in your gameplay. But you yourself are a Planeswalker, but you're not one of the big names from the Magic universe. That would be kind of silly, right? To have, like, you know, 100 different Chandras all playing at once, right? But you are a Planeswalker, canonically. Just not any of the big name ones. Though you do meet, interact, and do quests involving those Planeswalkers. That's an interesting observation, Pitchbot. I agree! That's a great question, Raisin. Haven't seen them. But in the game, if you are a Magic fan, you do get to go to Zendikar, Innistrad, and several other locations. Shiv, you know, the birthplace of the Shivan Dragon. Kind of a big deal. We're gonna be focusing mostly on Shiv today for our gameplay, because this is a zone I still have to do. But we'll take a peek at the other zones as well. We have a nice block of time to really get in here and get chewy with the game today. So. Innistrad, obviously, is one of my favorite Magic the Gathering sets. If you know anything about Magic, it's a sweet set. Cool place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. Now, like I promised, we are going to go into the menus and the cash shop here in just a little bit. I want to finish this dungeon first. Any MTG posters on the back wall? I do not have any MTG... I do actually have a signed Guild of Ravnica thing. You can't really see it. It's there above the Dark Souls thing, right there. Kind of hard to see, but it's the Guilds of Ravnica. I've been a Magic fan for like a bazillion years, so I do have some Magic-associated paraphernalia in my view here. This will be free on all platforms. Yes, this is free to play, Ferris. And when will it launch? It is live now on PC. You can play it on Epic Game Store, or on Perfect World's Arc Launcher, Or you can wait for it to come to console. It will be coming to both Xbox and PlayStation later this year for the official launch. They are calling this an open beta. But there are no wipes, so you keep all of your progression, and the cash shop is open. So depending on your definition of open beta, this is a launch. But that depends how you feel about it. I think if they're not wiping anything and they're letting you pay for stuff, then you may as well call it a launch. But that's just what I think. Oh, look at that tidal wave. That's a feel-good move right there. I like the big AoEs. They feel fun. Blue sorceries, yo. Blue sorceries. That's where it's at. Could I be playing any colors I wanted? Yes. Can I mix and match colors? Yes. Can I change my deck on the fly? You bet. And you can mix and match with gear and cards to create different builds and templates. And I'm sure we'll do some experimenting with that today. I hope it's cross progression. I hope so too. But you never know these days, right, Brian? Jay, it's a launch, and you can blame them if it's broken. Watch me. It's real easy to do. The AoEs are especially nice looking, yeah. Red has some very awesome AoEs that I'm not using. I'm running a black-blue deck right now. Black necromantic creatures and blue sorceries is what I'm currently running. But I'm experimenting with all kinds of stuff. I got my first mythic rare to drop. I'll show it to you in a minute when we go into the card library. It's a big green creature, so that doesn't do me a whole lot of good in my black-blue deck. But hey, you could change things up all you like. So, in fact, it encourages you to play a bunch of different classes and styles to engage with the game's Paragon leveling system, to liken it to the Diablo system. But yeah, the AoEs look brilliant. Hang on, I got this cool spike move. What it does is, like, it does spikes, right? But it also sacrifices my weakest creature to empower the spikes. So that fits in with my necromantic build here. Look at that. Ooh. Alright, Pish Posh, alright. I don't even know if I have enough green cards to make a green deck right now. But I do have a very large green creature, alright? A really cool one. So we're just going to get through this dungeon, and then we're going to go look at some menus, and we're going to look at some meta progression and some of the stuff around the action. And then we'll go back into the action and probably check out some open world stuff. Since I'm sure people are interested in that. These dungeons are very, very, you know, typical ARPG fare, right? You know, you start at one point, you go to the end, you kill the boss, you get loot. I agree. The animations look really nice. The big sorceries, Jay, are particularly visually impressive. The tornadoes, the tidal waves, the big volcanoes and stuff. That stuff's all really cool. So play red. Red or blue seem to be the go-tos for big AoEs, so I kind of like that. Oh, a Goblin King, huh? Most decks use a combination of creatures and spells, but you can go, you can certainly make decks that are fully based around one or two of the styles. And you'll see that more when we get into the customization. Like right now, my deck is all about boosting my creature sacrifice and my big blue sorceries. So I've got tanky creatures that I can use to fuel my sacrificial sorceries. And then just some big blue AoE to go along with it, because why not, right? That tidal wave, it doesn't just look cool. It does a bunch of damage, and it snares. Windows 95 Magic, please, says Chuck. You're talking about Chandelar, and I love that game. Thanks for being here, Chuck. Does it have multiplayer element? Yes, it absolutely does. You can play with up to 2 friends, so 3-person parties. You can take the 2 friends into dungeons with you, and you're always traveling with people in the open world outside the dungeons. So it is definitely explicitly multiplayer. But if you want to tackle dungeon stuff alone, like I am now, you can do that. But actually, there's actually kind of like more so than other ARPGs on the market, I believe. There's a lot of like party interactions. Buffing and healing especially is very useful in a party. Is there PvP? Vinny, currently the game does support 1v1 PvP. We can try that later. I would say it's only for PvP enthusiasts, but it is there. And before you ask, no, it's nothing like the card game. Crater, what's up? How you doing? Do I know who the big bad is in this game? Not really. Each zone kind of has its own big bad, each realm. But if I had to guess, it's probably going to be like, you know, Nicol Bolas and the Eldrazi. Looks like a Diablo ripoff. I mean, it is definitely an ARPG. Is every ARPG a Diablo ripoff? If so, then yes, it fits your definition. Alright. We beat this little mini dungeon. We're gonna get some rewards. We're gonna get a nice chest full of stuff here. We'll go over that, and then we'll look at some menus, because people want to look at menus. So I got this new Goblin Firebomber, which is nice. I got all these other scrolls for cards that I already own, which can beef up the cards I own. I got a bunch of different kind of mana, lots of currencies, obviously. What free-to-play game doesn't have a billion kinds of currencies, right? Am I right? Connor, it is an ARPG. I wouldn't call it a Diablo clone. The mechanics of combat are quite different, and the mechanics of progression are different, but it is definitely an ARPG, and I think all ARPGs borrow from Diablo, so in that sense, sure. Pay to win, asked Adam. I think so, yeah. But is it necessarily pay to play? I don't think so, but it is pay to win, yes. By standard definitions. Alright, one thing at a time. People have asked to see loadouts. People have asked to see the store. People have asked to see a lot of stuff. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's head to my my main hub, my meta progression hub, and let's do that first. Nikki Dragon, it does have a pretty hefty onboarding process. I'd say you're going to be hours in before you start getting to do any kind of real customization. You're basically stuck with your starter deck, so pick a color you like first. Cannot emphasize that enough, because you're going to be stuck with it for a while. Probably like 10 to 15 hours. So this is my home base. This is where I build out all of my cool stuff. Essentially a town progression hub. I can do all kinds of things like here to like research and unlock new cards, research and unlock new gear. Yeah, you know, pay to win is a reality. I mean, it depends how you define pay to win, CBev. And I guess that's important to define, because everyone has a different definition of pay to win. You can spend money for big advantages in this game, okay? If that's pay to win, then it's pay to win. Is there controller support? Yes, there is, Rock. Probably designed to support it when it goes to console later. They have to have good good controller support. Alright, let's check out loadout stuff. I do too. That's one of my favorite color combos too, Nikki Dragon. But as you can see, this is where I'm going to take a lot of my currencies and resources to build out my home over time. And not over a day, right? But over weeks and months. But you can progress it pretty quickly initially to help facilitate your character. Now, let's get into menus. Who doesn't love menus? Okay. First menu of import. The paper doll, right? You all know this. You've got 2 accessory slots, you've got boot slots, you got chest slot, you got arms, and you got head. And all of these things have a gear score associated with it, and different properties that can change the way you play. And can alter, you know. For instance, my head says, if I drop below 2 mana, which I will if I'm casting big stuff, I get healing when I kill stuff. That's pretty cool. Obviously, this is all kind of like newbie loot, but you can see that you can craft and tailor a build to your specifications over time. This one's pretty good, especially for me, since my deck uses a lot of creatures, because I'm a necromancer, right? So I can get shield equal to 1% of my max health for each creature I control for 15 seconds. That's really handy in a sticky situation, right? And we've got lots of different accessories, lots of different gear to pick from here, and it can be upgraded and tweaked and modded as well. As long as you can complete the game on your own without needing to pay. Sure, you can do that, absolutely. See, again, CBEV, it's the term pay to win is such a... It means different things to different people, so I want to be careful throwing it around, but again, in the sense that you can pay for large advantages, yes. Do you have to pay to play the game? No. Alright, so that's a quick look at the gear, right? You got all these different slots. As you can see, I've acquired numerous pieces for each slot. And these can be modded and edited and changed and enhanced and upgraded. So that's where some of your resources are going to go. I haven't spent a whole lot of time tweaking my gear yet because I figure I'd wait till I get, farther in the game to worry about my gear slots a lot. These are a big deal. These are called artifacts. At any given time, your character can have 3 lesser artifacts, 2 greater artifacts, and 1 legendary artifact equipped, okay? Now these are way more important than the gear pieces, alright? These can completely change the way you play, and these are tailored for your deck, okay? These are an important part of progression, and it can be upgraded as well. As you can see, this Seer's Crystal that I have makes my my black mana creatures better, which is awesome, since I'm playing a black-blue deck. This one makes my blue sorceries and black sorceries more powerful. So I'm running both of those in the deck, so you can really, really tailor and tweak with these artifacts. And those are just the baby ones. I don't have a legendary one yet, and I can't wait to get one, but I'm imagining it's going to be very serious. Maybe, if we're lucky, we'll even get one today. And as you can see, these greater ones have some more significant effects here. Since I am running a lot of sorceries, it gives all my foes, makes them weaker, and makes me stronger, really, whenever I cast stuff. It's pretty handy. Hey, Prime Energy, what's up? Are you ready for beta? Well, you can play right now, more to no show. Come on in. Nikki Dragon says, I am absolutely loving this game. I like I said, there's a lot of things that I do like about this game. That's why I'm streaming it today. And there are some things that they hopefully they can get tweaked and fixed on the technical side in the next few days. Okay, here's the class. You unlock classes, and you can mix and match class traits. Okay, this is where things get even more interesting at the top end. Classes have a bunch of skills that they unlock as they level. So those are, you just get all those, right? But these traits, once you get a class to level 30, you can take a trait from one class and put it on another class. So it behooves you to level up multiple classes and mix and match their traits to make a very powerful build. Oh, okay, that's a lot. And that is just the character loadout. We haven't even gotten to the deck yet. Let me catch my breath, and then we'll get into the deck, because there's a lot to do here, too. Let's go right into the library. Alright. So here we can see the 12 cards that I have in my deck right now. Looks a lot, if for those of you familiar with Magic, it looks a lot like a Magic deck. Obviously, it doesn't play anything like it. But visually, you see the mana costs. Are you talking about cosmetics, Rock? We're going to get to that later. Because we have to go to a whole other place to do that. But I went over the non-cosmetic stuff a minute ago. Ooh, this could be good. CBEV, there is no word of a beta for console whatsoever, but it is known to be launching on console later this year. No word on any kind of beta or beta timing on a console release. Now, as you can see, I've got cards are color-coded. Since I started as a black mage, I've got lots of black magic available to me, which is what my deck hinges on. But I've also been unlocking cards in other colors. I was able to get this. I got this drop, which is a mythic rare, so that's a rare card, right? That's like a super rare. I don't really have the tools to make a green deck right now, but eventually I can make a cool deck with this Green Warden. Bear Force. I have run into several known Planeswalkers. Nobody's super high profile, though. Mostly, like, second-tier Planeswalkers. But there's quite a few of those in the game. No Jaces, though. No Jaces, no Chandras. No Liliana Vests or anything. But they're definitely around somewhere. And they do play a part in the story. Like, they're canonically here in the game. But I'm guessing that they're going to be dishing out some of the more hardcore end-game content when that's available. So you can have 12 cards in your deck at any time. And it's easy to mix things in and out. As I've already mentioned, I'm running a... how do I feel about the spell card art? Well... It's no magic card, Autumn. It doesn't look quite as good as a physical card, but I believe it is functionally just fine for this game because you can't have that, right? Because you're not like building a deck like you are in real life, or even in Magic the Gathering Arena. I think this works. I think they could have made it look like. I think they must have intentionally made it not look like cards, right? I get it. I get what they're doing. I don't mind it. I think it would have been cooler if they actually looked like, you know, if they actually looked like Magic cards. But who knows what complications were involved with that. So yeah, these are all my cards. I can mix and match things in my deck. I can try out things. I can test things. And of course, I probably want to alter my loadout around those cards so that I'm getting bonuses from my gear with my cards when I do that stuff. So it's a whole to-do, and it's very customizable, but it does take a while to get going. You're going to be spending, I don't know, 5 to 10 hours probably before you can really start getting into the deck customization, just because it takes a while to unlock all that stuff. Now, here's what everybody was asking about. The store! We're here! Yes, you can buy stuff. There is an auction house in the game that you can buy and sell things at as well, so it is theoretically possible to get cash shop stuff with your in-game currency via the Consignment Broker, I think it's called, but it's an auction house. Well, Bear Force, obviously they did work with Wizards of the Coast on this game in order to have all this licensed stuff in here. As you can see, here's one of the things that immediately rose an eyebrow for me. The Dimir Assassin booster pack. So this Dimir Assassin is ostensibly a rare drop out of this booster pack, okay? And this is an actual class that you can only get from this booster pack or the auction house. So that's a pay-to-win thing in my mind, right? Again, theoretically possible to obtain without purchase, but putting a whole class behind it is... You know, that's a cash shop decision. A lot of this stuff is cosmetic. Not all of it is. Like, that's not cosmetic. There's another big thing that's in the cash shop. These boosters. They boost all your XP gain for 30 minutes. Or boost your mission rewards for 30 minutes by 2x. That's pretty significant. So, if you think that's pay to win, then there you go. That's your definition, right? The majority of things outside of the boosters, and like I said, this is particularly egregious, right? Putting a class behind a paywall. Although, again, technically not behind a paywall because you can purchase it with in-game gold as well. I don't know how long it would take you to get that in-game gold, but it would probably be a long time. Just speculating. That's kind of a thing, right? So basically, this thing and the boosts are big things that you can get from the store. The rest of the stuff is cosmetic stuff. I don't really have an issue with that. But certainly, the boosts and the class behind a paywall, again, not a hard paywall, but a soft paywall. I don't know what you want to call it, all right? Monetization has all kinds of different terms. And there is a battle pass as well with a free track and a paid track. And I think that takes us to what we're doing in the store. And I know someone requested cosmetics. Let's go to the Sanctum and check out cosmetics. You can do it at any tailor. I haven't actually gone to a tailor since the beginning quest that sent me there, so this will be interesting, what I've unlocked. Yes, Autumn. Real money packs. It is a free-to-play game. So the fact that there are real money packs is not that surprising. It is all about whether or not you are okay with what they're offering.
Welcome, traveler. I offer ideal in all things.
So this is the tailor. This is where I do cosmetic stuff. And we'll tinker around with this for a bit. Because it'll give me a chance to catch my breath and see what I've unlocked over the course of my game. Anything I've unlocked here, by the way, has been free to play. So, any styles. Is there any competitive element to the game? Metal Exile, there is PvP, but I don't think you get anything from doing it. Dylan Reeves, this game is free to play, correct. There's like a PvP dude in town that lets you 1v1 with other people, but I don't think you get anything from it. It's kind of just for bragging rights. But I guess if that's your thing, you know. All right, let's style what we want here. So all this stuff that I've unlocked is just from doing missions. So that's actually cool. I haven't like bought anything in the cash shop, so any styles that I can select here, I've just unlocked by gameplay. And as you can see, there's quite a few different styles and stuff. I bet some of these unlock from the shop and others you unlock through questing. Ah, good, there's a usable tab. I like that. Are there going to be skins from the card game? Oh, you want to be a Johnny or Jace? I don't think they're going to let you do that. And again, I'm just speculating. I can't tell you what Cryptic or Perfect World are going to do. But I think they deliberately don't want you to be, you know, Jace or Liliana or a Johnny, because they're kind of like a really big deal, right? And I don't think that they want, you know, 1,000 of Johnnies congregating in town together. But what do I know? They might do it. The potential is there, right? I just think thematically they're going for something where you're kind of just forging your own Planeswalker. Ooh, Gavany. Yeah, we're gonna go with the Gavany set, the Innistrad set. And yeah, you can play it completely single player, Bear Force. That's up to you. And again, I haven't really engaged with the cash shop, so I don't have any big cosmetics, but I like my little Gavany hat. Oh, definitely Autumn. I agree. That is worrisome, and the class is again. I theoretically you could probably get the class, but through gameplay. But again, theoretically. Here, I'll show you the Consignment Broker. So this is a place you can go. This is like the auction house. We're in town anyway, so we can go check it out. All these other players you see right here in town, these are other players. So we are in like sort of the major city right now. So these are all other players. And I know somebody mentioned that they wanted to be like, you know, a Johnny. And while it would be really cool to be a Johnny, it would look weird if there was like canonically a bunch of Liliana Vesses here in town, right? I don't know how they're going to handle that. So this is the auction house kind of thing. And it's not like you get to set prices in here. They go up and down based on demand, I think. Which is kind of weird. So everything has like a set buy price and a set sell price. That I think changes based on supply and demand. But I am not 100% certain on that. I'm not quite 100% sure how it works. But here you can get all kinds of things. Including that class, right? So somebody This class is going for 7 million gold right now. 7.5 million gold. But it's day 2 of the day 1 of the game, right? Let's see how that lasts. 178,000 gold. That's much more doable for a pack from one of those packs. So, and you can only make so many trades a day. You get trade tokens. I don't know. I guess that's probably prevent like botting, selling, and stuff like that. It was 12 mil yesterday, says Logan. Well, then we got a big discount since then, right? And I bet it will continue to go down. So. Before we go back to Shiv and continue requesting, let me show you sort of how the open world works. We've got a pretty good chunk of time to spend together here, so. Finkster says, I hope creatures get a chance to sign this. You can definitely make a creature-centric build. I think green and white are probably two of the coolest ones you can try to play for a creature build. With lots of buffs and heals. So this is the big map. The big board. So these little yellow things that you see here. These little yellow things you see are fast travel points. So you can go to any one of them whenever you want, as long as you've got it unlocked. These little swords are little world questy things that you can just go and punch out really easy. The more swords, the harder it is. So 1 sword is really easy. 3 swords is more involved. And you also see other kind of world events that are happening at all times. These towers are getting torn down and built up. And mythical enemies, large monsters will appear as well. And you can just go and do the stuff for rewards all the time. In fact, let's go do one right now. Just to show you what it's kind of like before we go back into some hardcore questing, because I want to get some rewards. See, I'd go do this one, but I can see that Cerelia is already over there doing it, so it's probably going to be done by the time I get there. See, I can see other players on the map here, so I know where people might be thinking about going. Oh, stand low. Definitely. Red has mad goblins at its disposal. Now, I have very few red card unlocks right now, but I'm going to be working on that today. Hi, Igor. Welcome. But yes, red definitely has goblins and goblin builds. Have I run into bugs in the beta? Absolutely. I've had
These swamps are horrible. Please.
I've had bugs.
Kill me.
I've had a couple of crashes. And definitely seems to have some. It could definitely benefit for some optimization. It runs pretty rough, even on my.
I think they're all gone.
I have a pretty good rig. You unlock Miki. So we discussed this a lot earlier. What does pay to win mean? You unlock spells by playing. Okay. You can absolutely pay for advantages though. You are not going to pay to get, like, a deck full of cards. We went over the payment model earlier. Depending on your view of pay to win, it could be considered pay to win. You can absolutely pay for power. But you do not need to enjoy the game, I would say, based on my initial 15 hours or so of play. Will that opinion change? I don't know, but as you can see, we just did like a world quest. We just got some loot for it. A variety grab bag of loot. It's pretty common. You can just do those quests all day. Oh, we have the Echo of the Witch approaching. So this is a world quest event. So we're going to go walk over to that. You want to roll deep with a big spider army. I don't know if you can do that now. I don't know how many spiders are in the game. Probably not enough to make a spider army. But maybe someday. I don't know how many spiders green. I'm not playing green, so I don't know how much they've got spidery, but probably one or two. I mean, you can't have green without spiders, right? But I don't know how many are actually in the game. Oh boy. That was some big rubber bandage right there.
Please, somebody help!
This is a free game, Finkster. It is available right now on PC. You can play it right now today.
More are coming.
And it is also coming to Xbox and PlayStation. Later this year for the official launch. So if everybody does a bunch of world quests, you unlock this room here, where you get to fight a boss type thing.
Is it over?
And it gives you pretty good rewards.
Are they gone? I'm sure my father can help me with the wagon. Thank you.
Generally, other players will be in here doing this. As you can see, there is already another player in the boss fight. And dive right in. After the lag spike clears. I've got some pretty powerful AoEs. And you can see I just got a bunch of rewards there over on the right. A bunch of cards. And that's just a little thing you can do anytime that the world meter comes up. Yeah, which one? You talking about this one? Server not responding. That's always good. So I've got this big corpse dude, right? This dude gets stronger every time one of my creatures dies. So he's perfect for the Necromancer. And then I also have a Thrall, okay? You may remember the Thralls, Magic the Gathering fans from Fallen Empires. This gross Thrall thing can grab enemies with his tongue. He's kind of like a control tank. So he grabs enemies and pulls them in with his tongue. Kind of like the Smoker in Left 4 Dead. The guy with all the arms. Yes, that thing, he's great. He gets stronger every time one of my minions dies. So he's fun to have around. My Corpse Fiend. You may be wondering what that pinging you hear in the background is. That's called a Reliquary. And you can find them all over the world. They kind of encourage you to, like, look around. As you can see, there's one right here. You have, like, a little pinging compass. And when you find a Reliquary, you go in, you get loot, you get out. It's pretty simple. It's just another thing that you can find on the world map. They're not rare, Spike, no. They're basically something that you can run into while you are, you know, doing your other stuff out in the world. Dylan, you clearly remember Fallen Empires. And I certainly remember Fallen Empires. Yeah, Finkster, you have a lot of different creature choices available to you. But for my deck, the Corpse Fiend is a very good pick, since I'm running a bunch of creatures that I'm going to be sacrificing to make it stronger. Like, I regularly sacrifice my Drudge Skeletons and my Scathe Zombies to enhance my sorceries. So, that, in turn, makes the Corpse Fiend stronger. is the guy with the big axe in NPC. The big guy with an axe is my Cabal Knight. He is one of my summons as well. I don't really like him in this deck. He doesn't really work. I could probably change him out with something, and I should. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's go trade him out. We'll trade him out after this fight. I want to get through this Reliquary first and get my artifact shards. Am I getting paid to play? No, I would have to disclose that, Ross, if that was the case. It is very important to disclose any sponsorships. And no, I am playing this because I'm having fun with it. And I'd like to show people the game. Absolutely, Autumn. That's what I'm here for. I am here to inform you about games. That's what we do at Game Informer. So that thing right there, that reliquary that we just looted, that's really important for enhancing your artifacts. So farming those is a good idea to increase your artifacts, which we went over earlier, which are really, really powerful items that are customization tools for your build. Right. There's a bunch of different customization things in play in this game, Miles. You too, Badger, and thank you so much for coming. We appreciate that. So what do we want to do now? I guess I should go do some more quests to unlock some red cards. Hey, David, that's very nice of you to say. I appreciate the kind words, friend. So I have, like, real quests to do here in Shiv. But that's too bad, because I like to hang out, you know, in Innistrad. Duke says, what game is this? This is Magic Legends. It is a free-to-play Diablo-like in the Magic the Gathering universe. It is available today on PC, and it is coming to Xbox One and PlayStation later this year. We're going to see what task Squee has for us here.
We always want to talk. Besides, we got a lot to do. Yapping the keys up to something big. Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Can you play with friends or as a solo? You can play with up to 2 friends, Duke.
Find out what locals know.
What classes have I played so far? Necromancer and Mind Mage. And remember, Ron, you can play them all in the same character. It's kind of like Final Fantasy XIV in that way. I'll show that one more time. You unlock classes, okay? And then you can take things from one class and put them on another. So that's actually really important for, like, endgame customization. Or endgame power. So you won't have to make a new character. You will unlock other classes. It does take significantly a significant amount of resources to unlock more classes, though. So get ready to farm. I mean, theoretically, you could just make another class too, but why would you want to do that? Because you're building your whole, like, the point is to build a library of cards on your account, right? It would actually be not cool to have to farm all the cards on multiple characters. Sean, thank you. I'm going to do that before we do anything else. Let's get rid of Axe Guy, because he doesn't make sense here. Cool creature, right? The Cabal Knight. He's got lifelink, which heals me after he hits enemies. That's good, right? He's got charge, where he can smack a bunch of enemies around. But he doesn't really fit my necromantic sacrifice build at all, does he? So let's get rid of him. And let's put something in that does fit the sacrifice build. I got a couple different options here. The Doomsai Wraith, perhaps? Or the Rotting Fentusker. I like both these choices. I would let chat vote, but I don't think I have the poll option up right now. So the Doomsai Wraith weakens the foes, so they take more damage, which is really nice. And he does damage, kind of like a caster, right? Like a cloth caster partner. He'll stand back and cast spells. Now, the Fen Tusker fits much more into the sacrifice build. Whenever a creature I control dies, okay, you always look for that. This creature gets +1/+1 for 10 seconds. And on summon, he eats the creature, the lowest creature. And he also does damage to damage in a line in front of it. Nice. Okay, let's try him. Perfect. Another sacrifice spell. Fentusker's in. We're going to upgrade him even. We're going to spend a couple of my resources to upgrade him to rank 2. And you can upgrade your spells. Like, you see all those cards that I've been collecting? Basically, you get spell scrolls to upgrade your cards to different tiers so they get stronger and stronger over time. Kind of like leveling up, like, you know, enchanting a weapon or armor in other games.
Solid sands, traveler. Is there something you need?
Yes, Ron. I am playing as a Mind Mage right now.
I am. No.
With a Necromancer build.
Quickly here. It impressed
Why am I doing that? Because I want to level up my Mind Mage, okay? Because remember, every level you get goes into your, like, Paragon level system, Planeswalker level. So that's all helping you out. At the account meta level. Justin, I think to play it on Mac, you would have to use, like, a Windows emulator or something. I am not up on my my Mac play these days, so I can't really tell you. Does the player character speak? No, but the NPCs do. Player character is not voiced.
I've nothing to say to you. Look, I heard about the Goblin King. Pity. You do understand that Shiv needs people like me to maintain order, right? You and Squee would be wise to stop poking around.
Uh-oh, we're getting up to trouble, huh? Okay, so we got a new quest. Pacify rowdy goblins. Complete skirmishes. Let's just do world quest, so that part's easy enough. And we should probably be unlocking fast travel points while we're out here, too.
My feet are too... Oh, hello, traveler. No
Hello.
funny business here. Just a shipment for Gavin Tilden. Tavern Glenese. Yes, Glenese. That's right.
So when you find a fast travel point, you want to make sure you activate it. That way you can get to it anytime. Very helpful. Especially for getting around, doing world quests, finding the world quests you want to do. We've got one right here, it appears. Or not. Oh no, we do have one. It's a mana tower, okay. We've got a couple other players are already here doing it, so we're just gonna join in. Should be easy on normal difficulty with multiple players. Now, you can change the world difficulty too. Again, very similar to a Diablo system. You put it on harder difficulty, you get more stuff, you get more rewards.
My feet are too burnt to walk. Help me.
So I got some loot there, as you can see, for participating in that mana tower. And now we will continue on to the next quest objective. Trying to avoid the earth elementals along the way. You can hear that pinging though, so there might be a reliquary by. See? Depending on how focused you are about getting tasks done in the game, you should be seeking out these reliquaries. You can see, like, watch that little meter under my map, and it pings. It's like sonar. We've wandered away from it now, so I don't care. But you can hunt them down fairly easily. So we've got a skirmish here. Defeat Shivan beasts. Okay. We need to complete some skirmishes for this quest. So this is a one-sword skirmish, so it should be very easy for one player to do. On normal difficulty. Yeah, you can see these one-star role quests are pretty simple. Basically, just summon a boss and kill it. I've got a pretty hypercharged AoE there that gets the job done, even on bosses. But we had to do that for our quest anyway, so no problem. Hey, I leveled up. Level ups are always good. So with that level up, I hit Planeswalker Level 40, which means I get 0.5% Relic Fragment drop rate. Doesn't seem like much, right? But over many levels, it adds up. Oh, Dylan, yeah. Dylan, so earlier Dylan asked how many planes there were. Innistrad, Zendikar, and then Shiv, Benalia, and Tularia are currently available. Oh, cool, I got my Fenstalker thing up. See, that Fenstalker is like super synergistic, right? He eats the zombie. Eating the zombie makes my corpse fiend bigger. He gets bigger. Everybody gets bigger. It all works together in the circle of death, as it may be here as a necromancer. And again, we're in this reliquary to get mythic shards and legendary shards for our big artifacts, which we haven't got a drop for yet, but we're hoping. These reliquaries are the farm spot for your artifact enhancing units. Every time you complete a reliquary, you get a bag of shards to enhance your artifacts, like this. Artifacts, very important for enhancing your character. I still have not found a legendary artifact. I am hoping to, maybe even today. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? You know, Crater, you're not wrong. Zombies are part of a heart-healthy meal. Oh, we are right next to a reliquary. Look at that. You hear that pinging? There it is. And normally I wouldn't stop and do every reliquary, but I'm really hoping to get a legendary artifact today. I don't think so, Crater. I could be wrong. I don't believe so. Maybe. I have already mentioned that there is definite pay for power elements. But I wouldn't do that even if it was the case, you know. The multiplayer seems good, Rock. What are the controls? You have multiple options for controls, Steven. I am playing with WASD movement. A classic PC gamer control scheme. But you can use a controller too if you like. There is, Scott, there are visuals as well. I will point that out next time we are, next time we're outside. There is a visual component. And I will be sure to show that off next time we're outside. The multiplayer is good, Rock. You can play with up to 2 other people in a party. And you can buff each other's creatures and heal each other's creatures. So there is benefit to playing with your friends with synergistic effects in play. Now that we get outside, I'm going to start... Next time I find one of these reliquary thingies, I will show you how it is represented visually. Okay, so if you look over here, gang, you can see this little thing here. So this is the thing that pings with sound, right? But it also shows you visually when you get closer. Watch. Or farther away. You want to watch how much it fills up. See, okay, so the middle filled up a little, so we're getting closer. Now it filled up even more, we're getting closer. And it's pulsing. Oh, now it's pulsing a lot. See, that little thing, it fills up as you get closer and closer. So you don't actually need the ping. You can just get the visual indicator, and that will take you from reliquary to reliquary. So I'm glad that there is a visual indicator, as you mentioned, Scott, for the hearing impaired. Doing all kinds of reliquaries today. Gotta get that artifact enhancement goods, you know? Credit, you're not wrong. It's very important to have synergy and integration in everything you do, right? Is it good? Oh, Nick, that's a big question and a hard question. So, one of the most important things in any ARPG or MMORPG is the end game, which I have not been able to sufficiently test yet, as I have not had enough time in it. The game just came out. The early game experience I have found to be quite good. I like it a lot. I think it's a very good marriage of Diablo and Magic. Whether or not the game eventually has pay-to-win stuff that I don't like, or has no end game whatsoever, I can't speak to those points. I'm not far enough in. My first 10 hours have been really fun. I don't know what it looks like 20 hours down the line. I don't know what it looks like a week down the line. But I can talk about what it has been now. Crater, no way to foil your spells as far as I know. Wallix, I am still getting some staggering and stuttering. And I do hope that they have some fixes coming for that down the line. It's very possible, you know. Sometimes you see a game have that kind of technical issues at launch and get it fixed right away. Other times, it's not an easy fix and it takes a long time. I don't know where we'll be at in a week or a month. Ooh! New artifact, the Goblin Supply Manifest. It's mythic! I just got a legendary artifact from a random goblin camp? Dude. Well, we were saying we wanted to get a mythic artifact today. Let's see what it does after we finish this thing up here. That's probably the least epic place I could get it from. That's correct. It's Pish Boss, yes. On this class. Alright. Yeah, that's normal. That's intended. That's not part of any kind of stuttering or staggering or anything like that. Yeah, what's up, Snactics? Let's go see what we just got. A mythic artifact. A legendary artifact. My first one. Ever. So, of course, it won't work with our build at all. Let's check it out. The Goblin Supply Manifest. Legendary. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 26.2% of its damage in an area around a random foe. Then there is a 10% chance for the effect to target an additional foe. That is really good. Unfortunately, the upgrades for this thing affect red sorceries, which we're not using any of. And it also gets a bonus from increased red mana in the pool at rank 20. So you can upgrade this thing, like, a lot. Loadouts are currently... Oh, I'm in battle or something. Good afternoon, J-Mac. How you doing? We just got our first mythic artifact. And we can't wait to put it on. It's too bad I'm not playing red. But you know what I can do? I can make this a black-red deck instead of a black-blue deck and put red sorceries in instead of blue sorceries. What do you think? That might work. My loadouts are locked. God, I gotta get out of combat. Now, there's actually a lot of loot here in the Shivan Wastes. That's right, Spike. Well, J-Mac, that's great. It's great to have you here. Oh, there's a save point right here. Checkpoint. I gotta get this. Can you trade items with other players? Not directly, Nick. Indirectly through the auction house, you can, yes. It's not called an auction house. It's called a Consignment Broker or something, but it's basically an auction house. But it has set costs, so that makes it not a... Yes, you can trade items indirectly with other players. Is the game free? It is. It is free and available on PC today. It is coming to Xbox and PlayStation later this year. Is there a real money auction house? No, Redcord, but other resources may indirectly be able to be purchased for money. Hence, it's not quite a simple yes or no answer. You could ostensibly use real money to acquire more resources to spend on the auction house through obfuscation. But it is not directly real money auction house. Okay? So that's a complicated answer, but that's just the way it is. You could use real money items to benefit your acquisition of items that you could spend on the auction house. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Alright, we got a legendary artifact. It's a red artifact, a really cool red artifact. Would be awesome in a goblin deck. We don't really have a goblin deck to speak of right now, but that's okay. Would I consider it pay to win then? Yes, Red Cord, we went over this earlier. I do consider it pay to win. It definitely is pay for power, pay for convenience. To me, pay for convenience is pay to win, right? So, but everyone has a different definition of pay to win. Pay to win is much nastier than the way I define it for some people. So I want to be careful with that term. But it is definitely, you can definitely pay for advantages, okay? So I consider that pay to win. What you consider pay to win might be different. As mentioned in chat earlier today, we had like 3 different people have 3 different definitions for pay to win. It is free to play. There is a cash shop. The cash shop can give you advantages. To me, it's a really simple term, right? But not everybody defines it the same. Red Court says this is PvP. There is 1v1 PvP duels available that you have to sign up for in town. As far as I can tell, there is no real advantage to doing any PvP. So... you are obviously wondering if you could buy advantages for competitive play. As far as I can tell, the PvP is not competitive. But... I don't know that for sure. We can actually go try that PvP if you want. I don't think many people are doing it, but we can go to town and do it. It's just like some dude you talk to in town that's like, hey, you want to fight somebody? And then we get a 1v1 duel. I don't think there's any, like, you're not going to be taking away prizes for it or anything. That's correct, Akori. I agree with you 100%. That's why I'm very careful in my definition of the word. Listen, I wouldn't be playing this game right now if I didn't think it was worth looking at, okay? I would not be streaming this game. I wouldn't be here talking to you, alright? I wouldn't have this game on stream if I thought it was not worth discussion. I just want to make sure that we do cover the pay elements when necessary, but obviously I'm enjoying myself or I wouldn't be doing this. I mean, you can just go Reliquary to Reliquary all day and boost your artifacts up if that's what you want to do. You know, you got all kinds of options here. It is open world, right? Many different activities to engage in. Even though they all amount to, like, you know, killing stuff. It is an RPG after all. Rock, there are character slots. But you can play all characters on one character, much like Final Fantasy XIV, and you are encouraged to do so. So you can unlock different classes on the same character. And then just move your stuff around. And that is what you're supposed to do. It's designed that way. So just because you start as a Green Beastmaster, a week later you could be playing a Necromancer, no problem, on the same character. Yeah, right now I'm not even like using the Necromancer main form, right? I'm the blue mage, and I'm playing a Necromancer deck because I'm getting I'm leveling up my blue my mind mage essentially. That way I'm basically doing account level unlocking while I'm playing. So I'm getting something. And this place is just so loaded with reliquaries. We gotta stop doing reliquaries and just get this stupid quest done so we can go do another dungeon. Let's find a skirmish. The Goblin Raiders. Okay, we can do that. That other player, Corey, yes. Not in my party, open world area. You will see other players in the open world. Pretty frequently. When you go and do dungeons and stuff like that, then you can choose whether you want to matchmake with randoms, your friends, or nobody at all. We're gonna do dungeon solo today, probably. But that's sort of like what you're supposed to do with your friends after you start trying to tackle the harder difficulties for better rewards, yeah? But the worlds themselves, the open world area, the open areas, you're going to see other players quite frequently. And sort of, you know, passively engage with them. Doing various activities. Are there raids? I don't think so. I cannot say definitively. I mean, but I don't believe so. Three-person instances is as big as it gets, I believe. And you can dial up the difficulty to a ridiculously hard level for bonus rewards, right? But, like, not a raid. Still not a raid as you would define it. As you can see, I'm with a couple other players here. Or one player. It just looks like two players because we've got a lot of minions now. Oh, we have to fight a Shivan Dragon. Look at that. I know that card. I'm gonna nuke this thing. Look at this. Oh, the damage isn't even funny. And you're like, Dan, you just baked a Shivan Dragon. I'm like, yes, I'm on normal difficulty. Come on now. I could amp the difficulty up if I wanted, but I just want to bust out these story quests before I really start, you know, taking on harder encounters. There are world bosses, Corey. I have fought some of them. But they're not raids still. Rock, I have not engaged with the PvP, but if you really want it, sure. We'll go give it a try. Let's do it. We're going to go do PvP. Again, I think the PvP is kind of an afterthought in this game. I don't mean that as a disparaging term or anything, but like, it is certainly not something that is probably balanced or the focus of this game. So I want to make that really clear before we just start messing around with this. So you talk to this battle master. It gets you in a 1v1 duel. Here we go, off to the races. We are queued for PvP. Connor Lehane says the N64 Gauntlet Legends looks better than this. Well, I love Gauntlet Legends, but I don't think it looks better than this. So we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one. Big Gauntlet Legends fan here. Alright. We are going into PvP. Cutthroat battles, as you can only see here at GameInformer.com. Will this run on a laptop from 2006? I don't know. Probably not. Well, Maybe PvP is broken. Oh, no, there we go. Again, I don't think PvP is supposed to be a focus, so I'm only doing it because Rock said that we should check it out. It is absolutely, like, not supposed to be a big deal. We're fighting against Noob Geo. Should be interesting. Oh, that was quick. I'm glad we did this. Well, we didn't win this day. I did, in fact, get wrecked, okay? Are we surprised? As you can see, it's pretty much just for fun here, okay? We'll do one more, but... This is not a, not what I would call a, an element of the game that you should play this game for. If you want to PvP people in Magic, go play Magic Arena. Red Court, I don't know, I didn't win, but... We didn't get anything. But I also lost, so... Let's head back to the Cabrion Highlands for another round. Alright. This time I'm ready, alright? I got my warm-up match in. A lot of Geomancers here in PvP. How did he heal? Wow! Man, I gotta make a different deck for PvP. I'm just getting dunked on hard. Boy. Alright. Why am I not dead yet? Is this just bugging out? I died several times. Yeah, that's definitely what happened, Monk. Yeah, I gave it a shot, Corey. I gave it a shot. So you clearly don't get any rewards for, no, that doesn't even matter, Pitch Cross. There's no rewards! Who cares? We'll do one more, but then we got work to do. Again, you should not play this game if you're interested in PvP. It's not a PvP game. But it's there for fun, I guess. Red Cord says, does this support controller? It sure does. After all, it's coming to console, so that's something they probably wanted to get down. I bet I'm gonna become a master PvPer. I just need some time, all right? And I probably want to make a deck around PvP too. Oh no, it's that noob guy again. The one who one-shot me in that first duel. That's no good. Oh my god! Wow! No creatures, just bashy bashy. That's a build right there. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to... Oh, hey, what's up, Erlen? Yeah, Corey, you know, hey. There's no rewards for losing, and I don't think you get much for winning, if at all. So, like, again, PvP is a very optional, very silly thing that you can do that should not be your focus to play or try this game whatsoever. Sure, Erlen, hard mode. You want to see team play? Here's team play. Hey, what's up, Ugo? Connor, I think the PvP is silly. But if that's your thing, you know, go for it. We're going to do a dungeon here real quick on hard. So this will be a little bit more challenging than regular. Not super challenging, though. The game is scaled to give you, like, big rewards on the two higher difficulty modes, Expert and Master. But hard is definitely what you want to play on when you're farming like, you know... when you're not really big yet, but you're big enough. You know what I mean? And we're big enough. So we are dueling this. Is this game P2P? I do not believe so. I think it's dedicated servers. Although I am not certain. I have not had any... I'm pretty sure it's dedicated servers. Corey, no word on console dates whatsoever. So here we are in Zendikar doing this mission together, okay? I'm grouped with one other player. We are playing on hard difficulty, which adds some bonus multipliers to our loot. How many can be a party at once? Up to 3 players, Red Cord. Up to 3. Dan, what if you've never played the Magic card game or related media? Is this the first Magic card game that isn't a computer version of the card game? No, there's been tons. Magic the Gathering has been translated to all kinds of different video games over the course of history, including fighting games, tactical strategy games, RPGs, you name it. Magic has been translated to all kinds of video game adaptations. This is the first Diablo-like, though, I think. Hey, Gauntlet Legends was a cool game. Yo, I just got 28 Homerid Warrior cards from that one kill, alright? Hard mode is where it's at for the loots, okay? Pretty soon we're gonna be on Expert and Master. Where can I buy this game? Lucas, you can't buy it! It's free! You can play it today on PC. It is coming to Xbox and PlayStation later this year. Oh, Diablo 3 is an awesome game, Adam. I hope you enjoy it. As somebody who plays a lot of Magic and a lot of ARPGs, I think this game connects them well, but I do not know how the endgame will be or how I'll feel about the game in a week. With these games, the endgame experience and living content and all that other fun stuff becomes very important, and it's too early in the cycle for me to be able to correctly analyze that aspect of the game. Can I share the link, please? Well, I can't right now, but I bet somebody can. Let me,
Look, down there. I've never seen the Hedrons this active before.
I mean, you can just type it in Google. Let me,
Down there.
I can get you the link,
Never
Lucas.
seen the Hedrons this active before.
Just a second. You're gonna have to come on Twitch, because I'm gonna link it in Twitch. I don't have YouTube up right now. When does it come out on Xbox? Not till later this year. There's no date. It's available currently on the Epic Game Store. That's where you're gonna want to look for it.
What is it?
Yeah, Pishposh, I do.
Alice is acting strangely. We must be on the right track.
Am I going the right way? I got caught up in the conversation. It's available on the Epic Game Store and on the Perfect World Launcher as well. Right now. So if you want to play, run, don't walk. Yes, Lucas, where Fortnite is. There you go. But again, it's only available on PC right now. It is not available on Xbox till later this year. Pretty fun. I have no idea about cross save Fish Box. I don't think they've commented on that.
Go home, girl. I will catch up with you soon. That woman must be behind this. We should look for her trail.
This game looks like Diablo. Yes, it is a Diablo-like. In the Magic the Gathering universe, with Magic the Gathering concepts, cards, characters, and more.
I see some humanoid footprints. Let's keep going.
Nice, Red Cord. Well, you know you gotta play some Demon Souls on that bad boy.
This rain feels unusually warm. Something is not right. This rain feels unusually.
Do I think a Bloodborne ARPG would be fun?
Something is not right.
I think From Software should make the games that From Software wants to make. I think that's my answer. Pretty good answer, don't you think?
Merfolk. Are they behind
Uh-oh,
us?
merfolk. Merfolk are very dangerous. Planeswalker level 45, man. Erlen is powerhouse right here. Should probably do this fight by herself. Doesn't even need me. Why are we doing Hedrons anyway? You see these Hedrons? That's how you know we're in Zendikar. I don't know exactly how that system works, Redcord. There are elemental, what's it called? Vulnerabilities, yes. Gauntlet or Diablo? I like Diablo more than Gauntlet. But I do like Gauntlet. Who wins? Diablo. Over Gauntlet? Are you kidding me? It's not even a fair fight. Yeah, there are bosses. There are bosses. There are bosses and boss-style encounters, which is what we're doing right here, where we have to fight multiple water elementals at once, breaking these Hedrons. So there are both big bosses and boss encounters, as this one is. Where we have to go make sure that we keep these elementals under control. Okay, well, I didn't say Gauntlet, but I'm glad you like Gauntlet. I like Gauntlet too. Yeah, there's definitely healing and support. But that's not class-based, Redcord, that's card-based, so you're gonna build your deck around that. You can definitely get a big benefit off having healing support. Like you can see there, my teammate is doing lots of healing right now. And probably some buffing too, I'm not quite sure. But yes, you can heal and buff your teammates' creatures as well, so they are very valuable skills to have. Mostly, just like in the card game, in green and white. You could conceivably play straight support, yes. If you so desired. You'd have to build for it. What's the story about? You get to interact with various Magic the Gathering characters. Mostly, so far, mid-tier Magic the Gathering characters. Not the really, really big ones. I'm sure they will come later. They don't want the newbie experience to be based on, you know, the big planeswalkers in the universe. That's my guess. I mean, it's in the Magic the Gathering universe with Magic the Gathering characters, Lucas, so that's, you know, it's pretty natural. Nice, I gotta level up. That's going to get my account level up, okay? And as I mentioned before, you start with the Paragon system, right? You start with that ticking. So we got plus 1% maximum health for that level. Account, character-wide, which is pretty nice. Doesn't seem like a lot, but just like Paragon points, they add up over time. Hero, hello, and welcome. Bansalt, you know, your early pick really depends on your playstyle. But I would say either blue or red would be a great starting pick because they both have really good AoE sorceries. And like all ARPGs, in the early experience when you're not fighting really hard monsters and you're just trying to clear stuff as fast as possible, big AoEs, big area of effect spells, are really good to start with. So, I would say red or blue would be a really good starter for getting started. You can always build out later in other directions, and you will. But I'd say those two are pretty good starters. Because they'll just give you tons of AoE damage to clear screens out. And I find a lot of people are really hating the green starter. Green is really cool in this game, but people seem to find the green starting Planeswalker deck to be pretty boring. Like, you just put creatures out and buff them. So, if you want... That's what I hear. Again, I haven't played it, but I've heard it from multiple people that green is the more boring starter deck, so stay away from that one. Any skill tree, or is it just the cards? There's a lot of other stuff, Red Cord. We looked at it earlier, but since we're not in a dungeon right now, we can look at it quickly. Feel free to queue us up, Erlen. You have all these artifacts for customization. Okay, these can be upgraded. You have typical paper doll equipment slots that also trade you, give you abilities and stats and all that fun stuff. So there is quite a few things to plan around. So you have artifacts, which you can slot in. These are all very significant. Equipment, which you can slot in, all significant. And then your class abilities, which you can take these traits from class to class. So there's some mixing and matching across the classes there. So yeah, there's a good deal of stuff to do. In terms of progressing your character. It's more than just upgrading your cards. Although upgrading your cards is really important too, naturally. And you'll be able to do that at a pretty good clip. Hello, Evan. How are you? Goblin Firebomber. I like it. Well, Ben, you don't have to play it in your face, I guess. But yeah, you know, I don't know. The only starter I've used is the Necromancer, and it's good. It's got a lot. Malik, we'll work on getting red in there. Okay, it's gonna take some time. We have to go unlock some more red cards. No, I haven't, Erlen. I don't have green cards yet to make a deck around Green Warden yet. Queue us up for something fun. Not the Hedrons again. I got a legendary artifact, by the way, though. This is really good. This is awesome in a red deck, by the way. I don't know about that, Raisin. They do want to be their own thing, as, you know. Right on, Evan. Take it easy. Yo, I got this Goblin Supply Manifest off a Goblin, okay? Legendary artifact. Now we gotta get red in there. Okay. We're doing a mission here in Innistrad. 2-player hard mode. Again, hardest being only difficulty number 2. After hard, you have expert and master difficulties, which is where you can really start getting rewards.
I know you're here. Please be forewarned.
But you better be really geared to do that stuff.
Within these walls.
Geralt Sasani, what a fool! He thinks his stitched monstrosities are the height of the necromantic arts. Their only virtue is how easily they fall apart.
Oh, right, yeah. I don't disagree with that, Raisin.
I'll leave the fighting to you, flesh. It's why you're here, isn't it?
Absolutely, Rock. I have been.
The coward has barred the entrance to the town this time. You'll have to find another, more destructive way in.
Search for an entrance. Oh, gosh. I forgot this is hard mode. This is a little frisky. But better rewards, you know? We're here for that loot.
I'm impressed. You're more of a butcher than I expected. So Geralt is using soul vessels. How good. Watch. I'll possess the relic and corrupt.
I want to get one of those griffins.
Souls in the hand. Let's see what soul vessels absorb the essence of anything that dies in your mind. I have warned the so ready yourself. This will be a big show.
When in doubt, hit him with a tornado. That's what I always say. Am I still jamming? I mean, if you call playing the game jamming, then yeah, we're jamming. The AoE effect on the ground after I cast the tidal wave snares enemies, hero. So it slows them down, as well as doing a nice burst of damage. Tidal wave is pretty fun, pretty hot. New artifact. Is it mythic? Or legendary? We don't care about anything but legendary artifacts around here.
to Trostad. I suggest we seek out more soul vessels to destroy. Garong.
As you can see, we are in Innistrad here. Oh, thank you, Mel. I think you're right. That's the term all the kids are using these days, anyway. And Burton, it does happen. I'm kind of losing my voice, though. I gotta kind of get in a sore throat here. I gotta stop talking so much. Like they can stop me from doing that. Hey! I don't think that's gonna clear that right up. Dang, that's a good tip. Tip! I swear, Mel. No.
There must be more we can destroy.
Look it, we're in the ghoulish interiors of Innistrad here. I think I need that in Burton, thank you. I can feel it coming on pretty bad, like, you know, right here at the back of the throat.
Before Garong infested it anyway.
I've been talking all day. I just did a podcast segment before this.
Congratulations. You've destroyed some of my equipment. Maybe if I send your corpse shambling back her way, she'll start following the rules we agreed on.
How cute. He thinks Kisa cares about the rules of engagement. Their competitive streak would be charming if it weren't so exasperating. This vessel is already damaged, Flesh. Watch out for erratic discharges of soul energy.
Oh, that's very interesting, Burton. You know, Connor, I try to stay away from high fructose corn syrup at all times. I have very strong thoughts about high fructose corn syrup. Local snacks? We need to get some local snacks. I'm not a big fan of high fructose corn syrup. But I do like Innistrad, which is the zone we're currently delving through on this dungeon run.
My neighbors lived right over there.
Oh, this dungeon apparently has a real boss in it. That's good.
Natural causes.
Hopefully we'll get some real loot off of it. Oh, there you go, Mel. See, when I wave them, whenever I cast a sorcery, I debuff everybody with a vulnerability debuff. That's one of my cool artifacts. Very powerful. So it's about forming like a synergy in all aspects of your build. Hey, you know, and Burton, I like jalapeno any day, alright? Just give me all the jalapenos. All of them.
Before I kill. Such glorious success. Now on to ruin.
Do I only buy Simply Heinz ketchup? I do not eat ketchup. At all.
The vessel has gaping holes in its containment lattice. Beware of explosive outbursts.
Laser beams. This is, in fact, the HyperX microphone, yes. You have an astute eye. I mean, I agree, Merton. Hey. You know, the stream isn't really about high fructose corn syrup, but I am proudly opposed to it. Brian Glass. You do not control the creatures after you summon them. They do their own thing. However, there are some ways to activate active abilities on your creatures after they've been summoned.
My sister and I had agreed that headquarters were off limits. Very well. I will indulge my sister's delusions of grandeur no longer. Oh, I do hope she paid you in advance.
Was that a threat? I'll corrupt the soul vessels one at a time. You know what to do, flesh.
Malice, I would like to get some dragons as well. I am guessing that red will have dragons for me. Red and blue. A few blue ones. Lots of red ones. I haven't actually gotten to the red unlocks yet, so I'm assuming that we'll be able to get Cabal Dragon, the classic Magic the Gathering standard dragon. And in fact, I'm sure there will be a dragon deck at some point, if not already, available in the game. But our first order of business will be to find that Shivan Dragon and unlock that puppy. This is Innistrad. Yeah, it looks like Erlen is playing white-black, looks like. I think she has black sorceries in there, but it's all white creatures. She can probably tell you more in chat, but yeah, it looks like all white creatures. She's got griffins, angels, soldiers, kitty cats, you know, all the white creatures. Yeah, Malik. Cats.
creature. I'm going to every single bone in your body.
Welcome to Innistrad, yo. There is a cat. Yeah, Malice, that makes sense. I mean, I knew the Shivan was in because we fought them before. I am uncertain as to what rarity it is or how easy it is to get. Yes, Rock, most of the NPCs are voiced. I don't know if the voice acting is the best that I've ever heard, but all the NPCs are voiced, at least for quests. I don't think so, Rock, no. But yes, I would like to get a Shivan Dragon, Malice. I got my first legendary artifact today. The Goblin one. Go figure. But I can actually turn this into a Goblin deck, so I'm not that upset about it. But I would have liked the Dragon one. I like Dragon. I'd love to get a Shivan Dragon up in this. I don't know, Ann Burton, if they're going to let us have, like, legendaries in our decks. That seems... I'm not sure. We'll see. I mean, they should, right? But I don't know if they're going to let us do that. That would get kind of complicated if two players together both had, like, you know, enemies out. There are similar angels to the Sarah Angel. There are Sarah Angels in this game. I don't know if you can get these Sarah Angels. You can get angels. You know, Hyrule, I don't know where this takes place canonically. So I don't want to talk out of turn.
It looks like we've got another stubborn skill.
I think this takes place canonically before the war, you know, all the multiverse stuff, but I'm not 100% sure where exactly it happens. That info is probably readily available, though. It's not like Gauntlet Legends, Connor, sorry. As much as we all love Gauntlet Legends. Now I just want to get a Shivan Dragon. Very, Ember, very. As with any long-standing universe of fiction, you've gotta... Sometimes it gets, it goes interesting places, right?
To see you committing such acts at my sister's behest. Oh, this little war game has gone on long enough. I leave you in the capable talent of my most terrifying experiments. Farewell.
Victory for the Naya!
That guy hurts. I'm running away now. No, I don't believe you can change the font.
That's what your swamp witch wanted, is it not?
No, Denizen of the Deep is not a playable character.
Yes, my dear apprentice. That will do very well. Garof's latest masterpiece.
I don't think you can change the font at all. Much less to Comic Sans. Lots of scrolls, lots of mana, lots of XP. On top of everything else. We certainly got to level up off that. Yeah. It's going to get us a Planeswalker level. Level 43. It's big. We get plus 0.5% creature damage. Again, it doesn't seem like much, does it? But it adds up. Yes, and Burton. Monster Hunter Rise is also out this week. Hey, here's a Planeswalker you all know and love, Ralzeric.
Greetings, my friend.
This dude actually walks you through the tutorial. So if you want to get it with it, you can do that. Do I think I would spend IRL money? I'm probably going to get the Battle Pass, yeah. Outside of that, I will not. I have rules about what I will spend on free-to-play games. I'll probably get the Battle Pass, though, if I'm going to play a lot. But that will stop there for me. How much did I spend on Genshin Impact? I think it was like... You know, Rock, I don't have the exact number for you. It was between 10 and 20 bucks. What I bought on Genshin Impact was the... I don't even know what it's called. The thing that gives you points every day that you log in. It's $5 a month. I think. Yeah. Sounds right. I bought multiples of those. That is by far the best deal in that game, by the way. I know, Melk, I know, alright? But luckily it's free to play, so you don't have to spend anything if you don't want to. Ugh, I want to get some red cards in here, huh? Why is my only mythic card a green card? I got this big, big green card, alright? The Green Warden. Clearly, the cornerstone for an elemental stop rolling deck, which would be pretty cool. But obviously I don't have any of the other tools right now. We'll get them. We'll get them. So this is town. Some of you have seen it already. Yeah, here, let's do another one. I need the loot.
Welcome, traveler. Idea is excellent. Idea is up.
Uh-oh, which one's this? The Battle of Corlich Pass. What on earth is that? Lyra Dawnbringer? That's a good card. Kind of got to be more careful around this. Ooh. Fire of Calamity. Sounds like a big job. Like a large drop. Hello, Tetsudo. How are you? Welcome to Jurassic Park. Uh-oh, it's Josu Vass. See, the fact that they let us fight Josu Vass leads me to believe that Liliana will show up eventually. But, you know, canonically they can't have a gang of noobs taking on Liliana. That would be ridiculous. Is that so, Tetsudo? Nobody else has said anything in the last 2 hours. Are you for real? Watcher says, hi all, why does this look like Diablo? Because it is like Diablo. Hello. This is definitely an ARPG, so that's why it looks like Diablo. My beard is looking like I can get many snacks caught in there. I'd be surprised if I don't have any snacks caught in here. I had to eat lunch real fast today. I went right from a podcast to this. There might be a string of cheese in there that I just haven't picked out yet. But yes, thank you. I appreciate the beard comments. I am a known beard enthusiast. Oh, that's great. Nice to see you here. Killing some monsters. That's accurate, yes. In fact, you're there right now. Little known fact is that I do hide a lot of my snacks in my beard. It has space for a multitude of snacks, including licorice. One of my favorites. You know, some awesome licorice and maybe some good and plenties. I love good and plenties. I don't think I've ever met anybody else who liked those, but I do. Oh, Mount, if only you knew what was coming. Watcher 17. Is this going to be for PlayStation? It is going to come out on PlayStation and Xbox. When? Later this year. Stay tuned for more information. We don't have a hard date, but we do know it's this year. But it is coming to PlayStation and Xbox. You can play it with a controller. It is free to play, and it is out now on PC. Where you can play it right now on the Epic Game Store. I'm not even kidding, like right this second. You could be downloading it right now. Not a joke. And along those lines, it does have controller support for PC too. Any news about Diablo 4? I mean, not really since BlizzCon, but there have been plenty of cool reveals about Diablo 4. You know, catching you up on the BlizzCon news, the Rogue got revealed, the Rogue class, which sort of has the abilities of the Assassin and the Amazon and the old school Rogue all together in one. And they did announce that PvP areas are going to come to Diablo 4, which are optional areas that you can hang out in the open world and get special rewards in. That's the latest on D4. Yeah, sir, I definitely am having performance issues as well. I don't know if you can see them on the stream. I would say that definitely, depending on, you know, this seems completely random. Some people with really good video cards are having problems. Some people with low-end cards are having no problems. Some people with high, you know, all across the board. Definitely performance issues, for sure. And I do hope they can get them corralled over the next few days and weeks. Although I will say it's definitely been performing better today than it was yesterday for me, anyway, personally. But there's still some spots of lag and other issues that shouldn't be there. But yeah, performance stuff is definitely on the radar of things to look for when you're playing. But it has actually seemed to run smoother today. We'll see. Hopefully they can make it continue to smoothify it. Listen, Connor, they're going to be adding a lot of stuff to the game. It's a living game. They're going to be adding all kinds of cards to it. Including more angels and other stuff, obviously. So the game is free to play, Watcher, and yes, you can play on a controller, so... It plays fairly well on a controller as well. It maps your 4 cards to the face button, so... It's actually pretty easy to do. Oh boy. There's a big one. You know, Malik, you're probably like... Probably like green. But I wouldn't start with the green starter in this game, so don't do that. If that's why you asked me. The green starter is probably the most boring one to play as. Yeah, go red. Because remember, you can take your deck in any direction you want later. But you're stuck with that starter deck for like 10 hours, so... You don't want to have the boring cards. Like, you can make your deck full whatever color you want later on, but... To get you through that first part of the story, it's basically your starter deck, so... I'd recommend red or blue for your starter. Because they both... I went over this a little bit earlier, but because both those colors have really powerful AoEs. And that'll be really... That's really important to help you ease through the early game. Later on, you can do whatever the hell you want. But I think those colors lend themselves to a good kickstart. Yep, I actually do plan to go green later too, Malk. I got that sweet green mythic thing. But I need to get some cards to back it up. And I'm glad I didn't go green early because apparently you just sit there and buff your creatures, and that's not that exciting. Obviously, other green spells can help you out with that, but that's the starter deck that you're going to be stuck with for a while. Why this stuff is still a little harder to kill than it looks, it's because we're playing on hard difficulties so we get better rewards. We're looking for those big drops, okay? And it might take $5,000, but I don't think it will take $5,000. Maybe 20. Ooh, new spell and a new artifact, a mythic. I got a new mythic artifact and a new red spell. This is very good. Very good loot swords. Oh, I can't change. It won't let me change my artifacts during a mission, I don't think. But we got the Whip of Arabos. When a creature you control dies for the first time, it resurrects with 28% hit points and lifelink, and it gains haste for 5 seconds. But it loses 5% of their max hit points every second. Wow, that's pretty good. And the later unlocks in the line, if you get it to level 20, plus 1 second of haste for every sorcery spell in your deck. Wow. Pretty good. Pretty good. And I got a red spell, too. Charge target foe and deal a bunch of damage to. That's probably what that PvPer was hitting me with. And it does 100% additional damage if it's affected by a dot. Wow. Okay. That's obscene. That's a common spell, of course. Of course. The Whip of Arabos. Mythic artifacts, okay. That's a hot drop. I mean, yeah, I'll probably equip that. Alright, Planeswalker level, yo. Planeswalker 44! Plus 1% creature health. Yes. Very powerful. Enter the forest to find Dana the Capuchin. We know her.
I hear battle up ahead.
She's in Magic the Gathering.
Now! Jonathan, she's disappeared into the woods. We must find her.
You know, I can't wait to equip that spell. That artifact, rather. He's pretty good. This mission has tons of Abyssal Fiends. No wonder we got loot. We need some more mythic artifacts, I think. We're running low. I don't know what the drop rate on those is, but it's probably not very high. But we did get 2 today already. So that's pretty good. Alright, what do we got? We're gonna have to fight some? We're gonna have to fight some.
Such a fool. I can feel the curse crawling through my veins. Have faith in Sarah, my friend. The Traveler and I will not let the curse take you. Please, we must keep her safe.
Is this like Diablo, says Hip10? Yes. Yes, it is. It is an ARPG.
The Traveler and I will not let the curse take you.
It's like Diablo in the Magic the Gathering universe with a different action mechanism, essentially. So it has different features and mechanics based on the fact that it's a Magic the Gathering game. But yes, it is like Diablo.
Please, we must keep her safe. We failed. We'll protect you. Have faith in Sarah, my friend. The Traveler and I will not let the curse take you.
Definitely not like Gauntlet Legends for the N64. Been over that. Yeah. Connor, seriously, yeah. The other player in my party, Erlen, is running a white deck with using angels. Next, she has buffs and heals in that deck too. Ellen, yes, up to 3 players can be in a party together. There is multiplayer. Both with random people in the open world, and you can team up with your friends in dungeons or with random players. So yes, there is multiplayer. The Whip of Arabos. An interesting artifact. I don't know how good it is. I don't know if the Goblin Supply Manifest is better. Basically, the only reason I've been asked that question is because we want to start upgrading these, but they're going to be expensive to upgrade. You're very welcome, Ellen. Is there set characters or character customization? Both. You will be picking from a pool of set classes. However, the character customization falls under many different categories, which we can look at very quickly here. For instance, not only do you customize yourself, obviously, by your deck choices, like in any other card game, which this is not, but you are also you have artifact and equipment slots, so here's your paper doll, very similar to other ARPGs where you've got, like, you know, your hat, your chest piece, your rings, your boots, your gloves. All of that falls in your customization. You've got your artifacts. You can have 3 basic artifacts, 2 greater artifacts, and 1 legendary artifact. They all are important, but the ones higher up the chain tend to have more powerful effects. And then your class, you can take class abilities from one class to the other. You're going to play all of the classes on a single account. So I have a Necromancer, I have a Mind Mage. Eventually I'll have a Beast Caller, a Geomancer, and a Sanctifier as well. And I can take traits and swap them among each other to, again, add yet another layer of customization to my character. And of course, it is a game rooted in Magic, so your deck is a significant way that you can change your character up with character customization. What spells you choose to play with, what creatures you choose to play with, etc. And of course, those things should sync up with your strategies in terms of your gear and artifacts. But you can go many different routes. So to answer your question, yes. All classes on a single account have 10, that's correct, but you don't get them all at once. You're going to have to unlock them. It does cost resources to unlock more classes, so it's not like you're just going to start and be like, oh, I just have them all. You're not going to have them all immediately. There is a resource investment for each new class you unlock. So keep that in mind. But yes, eventually you will have all classes on one account and be able to tap into all of them to mix and match their traits and try different decks out with different class combos. So that's something to keep in mind. We're done doing dungeons for the day, so we're back doing some quests here, and some activities, maybe? We'll see. Basically, you can get a ton of card unlocks, essential card unlocks, from doing the story. So you're kind of forced into doing the story content, even if you just want to free world it. And you'll be doing a lot of the open world activities as part of the quest chains, but you're gonna do all the story content just to get guaranteed unlocks.
Solid Sands, Traveler. Is there something you need? A trade agreement with Gavin Denise Woods. It does come from a long line of wealthy Benelux merchants, after all. Neither Shiv nor its Benelish paradigm of peace through order. To that end, I think Denise hopes to divide the Shivan Council with these raids, so he can enforce his ideals. Let me think.
I do want to get a Shivan Dragon. That would definitely entice me into playing red. Am I wrong?
Make sure to check in with...
Now we gotta speak with Squee. Oh, he's right here. Cool. I always like quests where I just have to walk across the street. Those are my favorite kind.
I've been looking everywhere for you. Some goblins are gathering in an abandoned part of town. I think they're planning a really big raid of some kind. Believe me, you don't want that. I get lost over there all the time. Find my friend Nazir in Old Onku, and he can point you in the right direction. Enemies should be done with council by the time you get back.
Alright. Gotta go speak to the Flame Warden. Yeah, so in addition to that hip 10, you get a benefit from playing all classes on the same account. Because you have a Planeswalker level, which is like a Paragon level that just goes up over, you know, over and over to give you like 1% of this, 1% of that. So playing all those extra classes gives you some really easy level ups. Not to mention the trade points. Oh, we got a mission. And this mission will get us the Goblin War Chief. Ooh. Which is the great cornerstone of a Goblin deck, clearly. I'll probably just play this one solo so we can get it done. In an expedited fashion. I'll play it solo on normal difficulty, which should be very easy.
Goblins, flee this place or be destroyed!
Goblins are ransacking the city. Hey.
Beyond this gate, the goblins are ravaging the trade post. Their commanders are setting up on top of towers. Knock them down a peg, and their followers won't know what to do.
Alright. Goblins. We've certainly dealt with our fair share of goblins in our day. Should be no problem, right? So this is a 10-minute mission, and you can see we get point multipliers for every tower we take down. So we are encouraged to kill as many enemies as we can while trying to seek out the towers to destroy them. To get the big point multipliers. So unlike a lot of other missions, there's a time trial element to this one. Rewarding you for basically how much destruction you can cause in the time limit.
Stand aware, traveler. More goblins are on their way.
Okay, we're getting a little bit of rubber banding here. There has been a little bit of server lag over the last few days, obviously, as it just came out. I hope it does settle. We haven't really had problems with it today, except till now. In a circle, kill towers, I guess. So, you know, it has its place in the world. I don't think it's as cool as one of the more curated quests, but it's alright. Along the way, the waves will get stronger too, and we'll get more points for killing the waves, and we'll kill more towers to get more point multipliers. Oh, hey. It's a circle. And you can see I am getting some like rubber band. That's okay. Common artifact. We don't need that. What's that gonna do for us? Nothing. We only like legendaries now, okay? We're legendary. We've got about 5 more minutes of this mission left, and guess what? We've only got about 10 more minutes of stream time left. So if you got any more questions about the stream, the game, me, Game Informer, or anything in the world, now's the time to ask. As we're beginning to wrap things up here for the afternoon. I want to thank everybody for coming today. I do appreciate it quite a bit. It's been great to field all your questions about the game today, and to play, obviously. So I hope you enjoyed that. Nail in the... Okay. This is such enriching and unique gameplay. This mission definitely is not. And I think we called it out for that, to be fair. This mission is not. Why is the green deck bad? Watcher, just the starter green deck. It's not bad, it's just not interesting. And I think you'll get bored of it. The green decks you can make later, with some of the more advanced cards, are more interesting. The green starter deck, the stuff that you're going to get if you pick the green class first. I have heard many reports that it is a, it's just not fun to play. It's not bad. And you're kind of stuck with your starter deck for like a very significant amount of starting hours, so it's a relevant choice, okay? I wouldn't advise starting with it. You can always make a green deck later. But you're kind of stuck with your starter deck for like the first 10 hours. It's a very long onboarding process. Like 10 hours long. So, I want you to like the experience. And I hear that the green deck just kind of sits there. Again, this is the starter green deck we're talking about. Not anything you can make later. So again, it's not bad, but I think you should go with any other color to start with. You can make a really cool green deck later. I mean, I sure plan to do that. It might take a while. Days, week. We'll get there. But I agree, Nail. This particular mission is not enriching or unique gameplay.
This must surely be the
From Facebook, looks so generic. This mission has not done the game any favors. I agree. If you watch some of the levels we did earlier today, I think they bring out some of the game's charm a little bit more. This mission is very dull. I am in complete agreement. No argument there. It's literally just walking around in circles, killing towers and goblins. 10 minutes. That is not that entertaining. But we did a lot of, I think we did some varied missions earlier that helped call out the game's strengths a little bit better. Not the best note to end on here with this mission, but hey, I'm surprised we actually didn't get any like big technical hiccups today, which is really nice, given how it's been since release. Alright, 17 seconds left of this amazing tower smash. And then we're going to collect our card and never do this mission again. That was painful, but hey, it was worth it. We got our Goblin War Chief. You know, when you got to make the goblin deck, that's probably an important piece of it. And you go through story quests in pretty much every area like this, where you basically just talk to some, you know, you talk to a key character like Squee in this case, and he'll give you some missions. You'll go around the area. You'll do the quest. You'll get some cards that exemplify the color and the zone, and then you'll move on. And that's like the story content. We'll see what happens with that later. Again, it's a living game, so I don't know where endgame will take us or when that will happen. But every zone has its own story content as well as freeform content.
Blame I was sharing your findings with the Shivan Council when Gavin.
I need to get a Shivan dragon.
I know for a
Badly. Alright. That is a look at Magic Legends, gang. I want to thank you all for coming so much today. I had a great time. I hope you did too. I hope I got to show you a little bit of the game and answer your questions that you have about it. Again, it is free to play. It is on PC today. It's on the Epic Game Store on PC. It's coming to Xbox. It's coming to PlayStation, and you can play it with a controller. I think that about wraps things up. I had a blast. I hope you did too. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell and all that fun stuff so that you get a notification next time we stream, which will probably be pretty soon. I want to thank you all again. I had a great time, and I hope you did too. And I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.